works for you. And it takes a minute to get on. It takes a minute to set it up. Are you in focus? Are you in the right place? But I guarantee that we are in the right place today. And I'm getting ready to go live on Facebook. Good morning, those of you who don't know me. I am Nicole Borghi. I am your enlightened enchantress. Here we are. We've made it. Beautiful. Made it on both platforms, it looks like. Ready to go. And if I could just get in one spot, those of you who don't know me, if I can get in one spot and just try to look at the camera here, look at the camera here, and get everything together. My office is kind of portable, so I got my phone like all of you do, and I've got my laptop. So I'm trying to bust out and be everywhere that I can be. You know, who knows where people are following you? Who knows where people are getting their notifications? A lot of times you do better on Instagram than you do Facebook. Okay, it looks like everywhere. Say hello. How are you guys? Good morning. Happy Thursday. Nicole Borghi. I am the Enlightened Enchantress. And I am here coming at you from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's just going to be another gorgeous, sunny day. A little bit hot for some, but for me, I'm okay with the heat. You know what? That heat makes you sweat. In the morning, I was doing some yoga. I did some kettlebells. I've incorporated some kettlebells. And, what else did I do? Lots of water. Of course, I've got my water ready at all times. I don't know about you, but I am always ready for that. Today, we're going to talk about putting a Band-Aid on something that needs surgery. What are you putting a Band-Aid on, right? But first, I want to really tell you about who I am. For those of you who don't know me, those are you who are new to Facebook or Instagram as my friends, I'm Nicole Borghi, AKA the Sabotage Smasher, and I help women develop awareness of their true self, right? That's a little bit deeper, a lot deeper, truthfully, than your inner child. Spark motivation to courageously kick that fear to the curb, to become the driving force to truly transform you from triggered to triumphant with extreme leadership. What is extreme leadership? Well, let's get into that. And I've got some notes because there are just some much that comes to mind when I get ready for this. And believe it or not, I do have to move my tools around. But you know what? I know I do take time to prepare the night before, the morning of, especially when I'm doing yoga. Hey, guides, because I work with my guides and my angels, and I say, hey, what is it that I need to work on today? What can I work on today to make a better tomorrow, to make it a better today? And I'm going to get up YouTube. Check this out. One woman show here. And what do I want to talk about? I really want to talk about putting a Band-Aid on something that needs surgery. What does that mean, Nicole? Well, I'm going to tell you. So I work with energy, and I work from that pain point of, where are you hurting? Where do you need support? So if you have lower back pain, what does that mean? That means spiritually, on a deep level, that you don't feel supported. I don't mean that you just lifted the tire and you were doing some exercises and you were rolling the tire at the gym. That's not what I mean. And I don't mean hey, my knees hurt because I just ran 10 miles. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, where does that pain manifest at a physical level to get you at a soulful level to say, hey, something's triggered that inner child. When you're putting a Band-Aid on something, and I'm going to give you 3 tips, 3 questions that I like to work with my clients on. to help them really identify at a coaching level what is that part of the true self that you need to work with and to love up to just be the sparkly, fabulous you, right? What do you need to do? Besides a little bit of homework, besides working on this, there is so much. What can you do to improve your life today so you have a better tomorrow? And oh, my LinkedIn went out. That's okay. Woohoo, hey. What is it? You know, and what we do is we tend to put a Band-Aid on it. And putting a Band-Aid on something, this is my oil vibration of prosperity that I make that I just love because it makes me prosperous in that spiritual awareness sense, in that sense to prosper, to manifest, and it helps me open up to receive it's a tool, and we'll talk more about that later. Also, when you're putting a Band-Aid on something large, like if you have a broken bone, are you putting a Band-Aid? Do you put a Band-Aid on a broken bone? You know, your limb, you know, your arm's going one way and the bone's popping out the other way. Maybe you had a big fall, a big crash, you fell off your motorcycle, right? It paints the picture, right? Maybe you were hiking on the wall and you had a bit of a fall and your legs kind of twerked in the wrong way. Can you put a Band-Aid on it? Is a mom's kiss just going to make it better? It isn't. No, it's not. You know, if you're in a critical, time of your life, you need a doctor. You need a surgeon, right? Not just a psychic surgeon to see where you got to the point where you triggered and fell, or where you got to the point where you were racing on your back wheel on the motorcycle around the cars and slipped on a big grease spill because nobody else is there to watch you. What are you putting a Band-Aid on that needs a doctor, needs medical care, right? You know, I get you. I love the holistics, and I can't spell Band-Aid here. I'm not just talking about going and getting pumped full of a bunch of drugs, right? What I'm talking about is, when do you need the doctor and when do you need a coach, right? Those are times that you really need to be aware. And that's part of self-leadership, is the awareness of you, awareness of what's going on, awareness of the situation. When do you really need to wake up? When do you really need to say, hey, self, hello, self, really have that conversation to yourself and say, you know, hey, it's time to wake up and it's time to arise and think in clarity. Be clear on your life. Be clear on what is going on. Keep putting an eye in Band-Aid, and I'm trying to be the one-woman show and talk to you and type. So pardon me for a moment, but I am just going to put this in so I can get it everywhere and make sure that we are on as many platforms as possible. And those of you who understand passion, purpose, and profit, you've got to do the work and you've got to get everywhere to be seen. So being a visibility queen, you got to, do the job everywhere. And so the question again is, what are you sabotaging yourself? Are you not seeing the big picture? Are you not seeing the things that are being shown to you in your life that is in crisis? And we understand crisis. It's appeared to us. This last year. I get it. We are talking about being able to be alive, be aware, be in clarity, consciousness of what is really going on in your life. That's you that has to be aware. And how do you get to that awareness? So if you're vibing with this, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. I would love to hear from you. And you know, what do you get out of this? Do you do it yourself? You know, it's when, as a mother, as a solar, how do you say it? Independent entrepreneur, and you're in business, soulpreneur, you're in business for yourself, and you feel like you have to be in business by yourself. Do you have to be in business by yourself? No. It's a one-woman show right here, but I'm letting you know, hey, I'm getting it done. But behind the scenes, there are so many people I depend on. Hey, I can't get to the grocery store, so I have someone else get my groceries. I either have them delivered, or, hey, I depend on my mother. What do you do? You know, are you not eating? Are you not eating properly? Are you not recognizing that depth below that you really need to go get surgery instead of just putting a Band-Aid on it? And my life has crashed. So I'm going to try and get back up on that. And, you know, there we go. I'm back again. Beautiful. What are you doing that you're not recognizing? You know, are you not taking care of yourself? Are you not putting vitamins in your body to get the supplements, to get energy, to clear the inflammation, to get that juicy goodness that gets you going through the day and supports you and your system? Because we have to be careful what words we use. But hey, what are you putting a Band-Aid on? Do you get my drift, right? Are you ignoring what you need? So if you ignore your body, you don't supplement, you don't do your protein drinks, you don't exercise, you don't get sunshine, all the stuff that they tell us to do. You look at your pyramid there, your food pyramid. What do you need in your food pyramid? Are you getting veggies? Are you getting protein? Whatever, you know, having a steak. Do you have a good half of veggies on your plate? Are you supporting yourself through lots of water? If you're not, you're going to crash and burn quicker. And that's just how it goes. So if you're putting a Band-Aid in it by eating cheeseburgers, or I need some caloric intake, I need some carbs because I'm running low, instead of grabbing a bag of nuts, what are you doing? What are you doing to just put a Band-Aid on it? You know, maybe this makes sense to you. Hey, are you just putting duct tape on it? Like, we fix things that with duct tape. Every one of us has done that before. Hello. Say hello. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Are you putting duct tape on the problem? Are you ignoring the problem so bad that it's destroying you inside, that your cortisol level is so extreme that you're swelling up, you can't lose weight, you can't sleep, you're not getting enough rest, you feel like you can't exercise, but exercise is exactly what you need. So when you put a Band-Aid on something that needs surgery, that means that you're not taking care of you. You're not taking care of the problem, the issue, what triggers you, and you're going to get triggered. You cannot be in triumph. You will constantly get triggered if you are not emotionally balanced. You're not in your emotional intelligence. You don't have the clarity. You're not in your own conscious awareness. And what can you do? So you want to ask yourself, the first thing is you want to ask yourself, where is that pain, right? Where is that pain? Where's my pen? So where is your pain point today, right? And here's my book here, my notes. So what is the pain point? So let's say the pain point's in your lower back, right? So your pain point's in your lower back. When your pain's in that lower back, that signifies on that spiritual level that you feel you're not supported. And I don't mean that you're having a sore back because you just worked out. Again, means that you're not feeling supported. When you have a battle, a bat with like a sciatica, that is awareness towards your back because you've been stretching forward, you've been on the computer, but you're on the computer and you're trying to get stuff done as the entrepreneur that you want, the beautiful, prosperous entrepreneur that you want to be and you should be and you deserve to be, but you're not getting the job done because you're spending too much time on your computer, because you're not getting the post out that you need to get out, or you're not setting your time aside. It is all one thing, right? And so that your back is constantly hurting because you're sitting, you're not moving, you're not stretching. Stretch in your chair, do some yoga. There are 10 and 15 minutes worth of yoga that you can do that will help you stretch out your back. So that's supporting yourself. That's bringing support back. And so the other thing that you want to understand is the second part is really that recognition of what does that pain come from? So when you recognize, and you're going to acknowledge the pain. So you recognize that you have the pain, you feel not supported. You're writing it down, you're journaling. You feel, hey, I'm not supported. I'm not supported at home. I'm not supported with my other half. I'm not supported in my marriage, my family. I'm not supported in my business. Now you've recognized where you're unsupported. And you've recognized the pain in your back. You've acknowledged that you're unsupported. And now it's time to release that. How do you release that? Well, you can only release it once you find out where it comes from. And that's where you do that inner child work. And you can go deeper with the shadow. There's so much more. But for this, we're going to just talk about the inner child. And the inner child is, where were you not supported when you were young? So this is the third thing we're going to get into, is as a child, you weren't supported when you wanted to play soccer.Maybe your parents didn't come out to watch you play soccer. Maybe you were unsupported in guitar lessons. Hey, where I'm going with this is, let me do a for instance. My story, my own story. When I was a little Nicole, I wanted to play guitar. So I was gifted with guitar lessons from my mother, went to play the lessons, and I would go every day. I didn't really practice because nobody made sure and monitored me that I was practicing a lot and reading, because my instructor was trying to not only teach me the instrument, but teach me that beautiful discipline of learning the notes. And what I did was, he would play, I would play back, and I could hear it and I could watch it and I could mimic it because I'm real visual audio. I would go home, I'd play it once or twice, and I would never read the book. So I'd go back to class. My instructor would tell me, hey, you got to go home. Hey, my parents aren't monitoring me. I forget about it. Telling him the truth. That's just what it was. But I started to do good and I started to feel supported by my teacher. And I thought that was an awesome thing. And I was totally supported by my teacher, his family, his son that was in school with me, supported that as well because he was musically inclined. So, hey, you're rocking it. You're doing a fantastic job. You're doing phenomenal. You pick the keys up like that. They're quick, can't snap. There you go. But I'd go home and nobody supported me there. But I loved the guitar. So my mom wouldn't see me practice, so she takes me out of the class. But instead of saying, hey, do you like this? Do you love this? Are you practicing? Hey, let's set time to get practice. Nobody monitored me. So after 30 days, I was yanked out. I was not supported at home. Again, nobody made sure that I was practicing. Nobody made sure I took care of my guitar, which of course I did because it was right there in my room. Nobody made sure that I could read the notes. Nobody made sure that the house was quiet or that I can go into a bedroom and just sit. Nobody talked to me and say, hey, I'm so glad you're taking this. You're doing great. You're doing awesome. The teacher tells me every day you're just rocking it. You love it. You light up. But instead, the carpet got pulled out from under me and I had a guitar and I had nowhere to play it. So I felt unsupported. So later in life, you know, that's going to come out. I'm going to feel unsupported in a creative way, in a creative environment. And that has come up for me before. Where did I feel unsupported? That as a child is where you need to go back to. So go back to where that was, release it and say, hey, this is where I was unsupported. You go back, and this is what I do with my clients is we go through sessions so they can learn to meditate and release where they've been unsupported, and acknowledge it and accept it. It's okay. You let go, you release in 30 seconds, you let it go, and you love that inner child. So you take yourself back to where you were unsupported. What does your inner child want? Well, heck, my inner child wanted to play the guitar. My inner child wants to be creative. My inner child wants to be hugged, supported, cheered on, loved from other family members, from friends, from people live. That comes out, right? When you're doing visibility, that's where you're going to be unsupported. When you're trying to create Canva, you're going to feel unsupported. Now you're going to let that up and you're going to feel, hey, you know what? Thank you. I release you. Thank you for this message. Thank you for allowing me to go back. You don't want to get in that sticky place. You don't want to stay in that sticky place, because when you do, you don't want to feel back into it. And that's what happens when we sit on the couch. And I've been there in those counseling sessions. They want you to feel back into that pain and cry back into it. You know what? You don't always have to do it. There's a time and a place to release those tears. If in the session you want to release those tears, is absolutely fine, because you're in a safe place. You are enough. You are supported. So then with my clients, we come back and we feel that release. And I see this glow in their eyes about, whoo, yeah. So try this exercise on. I guarantee you're going to write down where you feel the pain. You feel the pain back and being unsupported. That's number one. Pinpoint where that is. You feel it in the back. Where were you unsupported? Okay, I was unsupported as a child playing guitar or creating or manifesting or being fun or having a good time. I wasn't supported there. But now in my life, I am supported because I have beautiful people that support me. I take my drum out, I play my drum, I take my rattle out, play the crystal bowls. Those are musical elements that I can bring back in my life with other people in my tribe, and we can share that experience. Or, I can share it with friends and family. I can do it myself and feel that support of my angels and guides. So go ahead, try that exercise, come back to me next week, and we will talk about that. Don't forget to release. That is the exercise. Those are the 3 points for today. You're going to recognize when you were unsupported and do the inner child work. And when you come back, you are going to feel the enlightenment and the joy and the relaxation. Because when you're in the moment of unsupported, when you're in the moment of pain, putting a Band-Aid on something that needs surgery, you're in pain, you're low. When you're supported, you rise up, you feel good, and your energy changes. That's just the way it is. That's what happens. And I'm Nicole Borghi. So, hey, reach out to me. I invite you to take that course, Trigger to Triumph. It is in my bio. It's in my link. And you can realize how you can recognize your triggers, how you can recognize your pains and move into being supported, moving into being triumphant, moving into that emotional intelligence. If you would like to work with me as a coach, go to my link. Links are in the bio. Reach out, schedule an appointment on my link, and we will discuss how you can go from trigger to triumph, how you can be supported, how you can gain that support. And I am so thankful, so blessed for you to be here today. Thank you. I'll see you next Thursday. Fridays, we're going to start doing Frequency Fridays. any tools, any vibrational tools that lift you up. I'm going to start giving you more and more tips and tricks on how to elevate your life, how to break through the brilliance and boss up, be the boss of you, call the shots, command, compile, and code your game. Thanks for being here. And hey, like and subscribe.